have some other NX cups which seem to stand normally, but this one behind me is wants to be a taildragger.
There's one in every crowd.
I mean, I am flying an X-Cup cargo, so maybe it could be me, but
That's probably what it is.
Probably.
Hi guys, 4X here.
Hey,
Hey.
Howdy.
What is going on here?
Well, I guess everyone's forgotten about that Volo City. That was almost a year ago they came out with that.
Yeah, I tried it once. Hated it.
what a horrible thing. Yeah, I tried it once, never again.
never touched it.
Didn't like. I didn't like the Pelican either.
Never touched that either.
The Pelican's some fun,
Yeah.
but the velocity was just, Jesus, walking speed in it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that they announced that the Dark Star is going to be on display at Edwards?
Really?
It's already there. Yeah, it's already there. There's
Yeah.
some pictures on Reddit of it next to the Blackbird there.
Edwards Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Allen? Oh no, in California even.
Sorry, is this in real life or in the sim?
In real life.
I don't think it
that's
has.
wicked.
I think it's just. I don't think it even has. It's even
No,
airworthy.
it's not
It-
real.
It's
No.
yeah, it's just like a full mock-up though.
Yeah.
I think they could perfectly make it though.
Well, Lockheed worked with Paramount to build it
Skunkworks
and design
built
it.
it. So it was built by real aerospace engineers.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
it could
it's
actually
designed.
fly the way it does.
But
I mean, if they did the Blackbird, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a flying Dark Star.
Maverick was just a psyops campaign to cover up the actual plane.
yeah.
I mean, it would be perfectly possible. I mean, how long did they cover up the SR-71?
True, but the Dark Star was built off the SR-72, which was unmanned.
It was
And
the
it
drone,
looks-
yeah.
Yeah, it looks very similar to the Dark Star, just a bit bigger.
They
'cause it's cockpit.
probably have a fleet of 6 Dark Stars sitting out at Groom Lake.
But even if they had the Dark Star for, what would they use it for? 'Cause we use satellites to capture imagery of our enemies. So like, why do we need it?
Why do they
Something like
still
that.
use the U-2 then?
Exactly. Satellites aren't always a solution because they can easily be blacked out.
You got
Oh,
U-2, you got Global Hawk, so there's definitely reasons to use this stuff.
All I know is that the SR-71 got retired because I think satellites could do its work, but yeah, the U-2 can fly slower and it can be a more precise imagery.
The Air Force has that mini shuttle too that just loiters in orbit for months on end.
I just think it's kind of neat.
Me too. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Chinese intelligence services spend a lot of money to figure out if this was a real plane or.
Yeah, they actually thought it was real at first.
Well, Dark Star only came about, like the name, because of radio chatter that people heard around Groom Lake, and that Dark Star kept getting mentioned.
Yeah, there was in the late 90s or whatever. Maybe it was the early 2000s. There was a bunch of weird contrails that looked like pulse jet contrails over in California and whatnot. People were picking up, the ham guys were picking up Dark Star call signs on the radio.
Yeah, so
So I-
152 though, wasn't it? All for giggles.
Something up with a really cool call sign.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, if you're going to put out disinformation, then put out realistic disinformation.
Do it properly.
I mean,
Yeah.
you'd call it Dark Star rather than Fluffy Bear, wouldn't you?
Tell you what, I love that opening scene in Top Gun Maverick, where like the behind the scenes, it's an F-18 flying off the runway and it blows the roof off that little shed. That wasn't meant to happen, and Ed Helms just still keeps standing there looking like a badass.
So they had to superimpose the Dark Star, like where that
Yeah,
F-18
yeah.
was?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But Ed Harris can sit on the corner and look like a badass. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's very fair.
It was a great movie in general.
I loved it.
It was an awesome movie entertainment. I mean, obviously in real life they would use a drone to make that strike. There'd be a lot less glamorous to watch in a movie.
Yes, but then
Yeah,
you
but-
could make the best movie of 2022.
That's what I
And
said.
as
It was
well,
a
when
great
you-
movie.
You can clearly see it's all been recorded inside a real fighter because you can see the G-forces on their faces and everything. So that's
yeah.
amazing.
No,
you
they
know
had to
what?
literally train them
How
to
good was
fly.
it? How good was it just to see something real and not just like a total CGI fest on screen? It was
Exactly.
excellent. It was so cool.
As
I
well,
love
the
how
scene
like
in-
all the
the
actors
scene-
had to be trained in how to like use the cameras on board and that because
Well, no,
they're
they-
the ones press and record.
They had to design new cameras. We had to build a new camera that would fit in a cockpit as well.
It was awesome.
Ridiculous.
The
so
actors
cool.
had to actually fly the planes themselves. They had to
Yeah,
start
right.
training with Cessnas and then work their way up.
They weren't
They never
flying
flew
planes,
the
though.
jets because the Navy wouldn't let them because that's a little too expensive.
They would have gone in two-seaters with instructors.
Yeah.
Hey, what about flying?
None of the actors flew the planes.
I think
Oh.
Tom did fly.
He didn't. Yeah, that was one of the main things the Navy said is you can fly, you can be in the plane, but you can't fly it.
Yeah,
He
they
probably
just,
could.
They just,
Car plane.
they
You
just
ain't
done
flying.
they just unlinked
I
the
think-
link controls.
He flew
I
his
Doesn't Tom
plane.
Cruise own an Albatross?
He flew
He
his
owns
plane.
that P-51. That's
Yeah,
in the movie.
yeah,
That's
true.
He
his.
flew that plane, but he
That's,
didn't fly the
that's
F-18.
Cruise's P-51, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
He owns one.
All right, I've
Yeah,
got
well, you
I've got
pictures
time.
are
Are we
talking.
ready
I'm
to go?
flying. I'm off.
We good to go, everybody off, up
Yeah.
and away.
Speaking of flying, let's roll.
Tom Cruise is an operating patent, whatever, so he can do anything. That's fine.
Oh, that's a big runway dip. There we go.
Hey, who you calling a big runway dip?
No, dip, not dick, mate.
But Top
Yeah,
Gun
so,
is definitely a movie that you can enjoy in the cinema. Most movies these days you can just as well watch at home, but this was really a movie that benefited of being seen on a big screen.
Well, it's the main reason why it was delayed from 2020 to 2022.
Just sit closer to your
It had it had nothing to do with Tom Cruise's aggressive fits on set, not at all.
To be fair, that one that he had during Mission Impossible where people weren't social distancing was pretty fair.
Yeah.
But I've heard, so an ex-girlfriend of mine, her auntie is a BAFTA award-winning actress. And for a theatre play, she's been on set with Tom Cruise. And she told us that backstage, there was leaflets hung on every wall saying, "Don't talk to Tom."
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he is really, really, really a moody bastard in that sense.
You're gonna hate me. I didn't pick the Stage 2 Kit Fox. Ugh. And I can't load a flight plan in VR, so I'll have to restart the game, so it sucks.
Sucks to be you.
Don't worry, I'll catch up. I know the basic
Just boot
flight
up
plan.
at Molokai
I know it.
Airport.
No, I'll boot up at our starting airport. I'll catch up. Let's see.
You just want to fly a jet.
Take the
All
vertigo
look
to catch up.
Yeah, couldn't see anybody's text.
Lots of red dirt here again, Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep, it's all over the islands. Kauai's known mostly for it, but it's everywhere.
There's some pretty gnarly cliffs up here on the horizon.
It's bumpy
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, there's two volcanic craters here. There's one on the east side, which is, if you're flying on the plan, it's just to your right. We're going to fly over the corner of it. And then there's the larger one is the mountain that you're seeing directly ahead. I don't believe we're overflying that. I think I took that off the flight plan because it was just trying to shave miles. keep it under 200 miles.
Tell you what, it might not be perfect for bush trips, but the Twin Beach is like a perfect Hawaiian aircraft.
Oh yeah, especially you got it with a classic livery.
Yep.
It's great for island hopping.
Beach 18 is great. I really want to land and we're going all over the place.
Alright, I'm back. I just
Okay.
spawned on you, and I usually hate doing that, but the problem is that in VR, what happens is if you have to load a new flight plan, you have to exit VR to load it, and then when you go back to VR, your frames are just completely trashed, and you have to restart the sim. I don't know why it does that. If you like, actually, I think once you exit VR after being in VR for a while, it tanks your frames.
60.
Rex, are we landing here or?
Touch and go.
All right.
Make a pass on all the touch and goes today with this floaty.
Hey, you flying the float?
Yep. I'm
Good luck on Haleakala, dude.
testing.
Well, to be fair, almost every airport you've got today is right next to water, so
Yeah.
I was tossing up whether or not to bring an amphibian.
Yeah, no. Got a hot fix I'm testing, so that's why I'm flying it.
Am I seeing Dennis there?
Dennis Doyle?
No. Yui ride, but it's not. Never mind.
Yeah, that's me.
Ah, that is you.
In
Been
the
a-
orange X.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the thing about Hawaii is that in the mornings the wind is calm, and then the wind just picks up as the day goes by. That's why.
The perfect red soil strip here.
Just had some serious stoppers. Very now.
Yeah, I've had the occasional one. Last few nights I've been trying to catch up with all these flights I missed.
I seriously love FSLTL because I can actually see all of you on my map. For the first time.
Just wondering. So, Big Island is going to be at least 2 different flights, maybe 3, right?
I haven't worked it out that far. It'll be at least one full one.
I think it's going to be 2 because it's a big island.
Yeah, there's a
Maybe
lot
not
to
up
see
the
there,
Rex,
but not much of it's modeled in the sound.
Oh, it's this airport here. Okay.
That's the main airport. No, we're not landing there. We're just touch and go.
Touch and go.
Bush flyers don't like pavement.
Yeah, but it's here.
I know.
What I don't like about FSTL is I landed at Hana the other day and there was a Euro Wings aircraft there.
Nice.
Yeah, totally doesn't belong there.
I know it's still pretty early on in beta though, so.
You know what also doesn't belong? TUI flies flights from Canada to Mexico in the wintertime. That technically doesn't belong either, but actually there's like an agreement between, what is it, Air Canada and TUI. I think Air Canada flights can also be seen in Europe during the summer.
No, I'm seeing Air Canada every day at Schiphol.
Yeah, I know, because... Oh no, Air Canada flying from Schiphol to Canada. But I'm talking Air Canada like flying to Corfu or something from Europe.
Like that, so they do code sharing with TUI then.
No, not just code sharing. What they do is that they realize that demand is seasonal. In the wintertime, people really aren't going to Greece that much. They want to go to Mexico. So there's apparently a partnership between Air Canada and TUI, where in the summertime, all the Air Canada planes are in Europe flying people to Greece, like within Europe, and then in the wintertime, the TUI planes come to Canada and fly from Canada to Mexico, wherever the demand really is.
I think as well WestJet might be crossing the Atlantic in a 737 MAX, because I've seen a WestJet 737 MAX in Gatwick.
Yeah, well, I mean, if from a smaller Canadian airports, a 737 MAX is enough range.
I think what they most likely do is make a stop in between in Reykjavik.
Maybe. I thought that even some of those single aisle planes, like A320s and 737s, now have enough range to do a transatlantic flight.
Yeah, the A321 long range, the Neo, it can easily cross the Atlantic.
Both ways, right? Yeah, sometimes I wonder, I know this is crazy to wonder, right? Well, Charles Lindbergh flew across the Atlantic from New York to Paris, so why didn't he fly back? Because he'd had enough at that point?
I guess.
Probably bored shitless by then.
Yeah, he proved his point. And besides, I don't think it would have made it the other way in those days.
It would have taken a lot more fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the Eastward trip was a few years later, a different plane, which had much more fuel and some kind of a modified Junkers. They took off from Ireland, I believe.
But anyways, back to where we are. So this is a leper colony that was established called Kalawao. However you pronounce it. Kalawao, I think. And it's its own
leprechauns
county.
were only in Ireland. No, I'm just kidding.
It was people that had a disease. What was the name of it?
Hansen's disease, it's known as today.
Is this land or a touch and go?
Touch and go.
But you see, this town was people who had this disease that were sent here to live in isolation from the rest of Maui County, which comprises of Maui, Molokai, and Lanai.
So this was a leprosy colony, or what was it?
It was, and there's like a mule trail that goes from the top of the cliff down into here. There's no roads that go here.
Oh, I'm seeing a double runway. How beautiful.
Is an airport, of course. This is really,
Dark, are you drunk?
No.
Close one eye and see if that helps.
Why do you say that?
You got a double runway.
Yeah, it just seems to be flying round and round.
Yeah, I'm seeing a double runway too.
Double run.
There, is this around for nothing?
Oh yeah, I just see it
That's
now.
better.
Yeah, the Pappies are half on one.
Yeah.
What is going on out here? It's like a island that's... Oh, there it goes. Wasn't fully rendered.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you drunk, Deanne?
Yeah, I wish.
But taking this idea, these cliffs easily rival that of Kauai. I don't know if they're quite as good, but Molokai is definitely underappreciated in that respect. But if you took a heli tour from Maui, they'd probably come over here as well.
Yeah, they may. I don't recall one, but because of course we took the helicopter tour and went, around the Nepali coast and stuff. So, if you ever go to do that, see if you can get the MD-500 with no doors.
Yeah, those no-door helis are really, they're kind of dangerous because you're strapped in. So if the heli ditched into the water, you would drown, like what people did and happened in New York City. There was a helicopter tour and these people were strapped in, but only the pilot got out because they couldn't get their restraints off when the heli ditched in the water.
None of them are watertight, so I'd prefer to have the doors off, to be honest with you.
Right, but you have to be restrained.
Well, you gotta be restrained regardless.
Yeah, it's not like the doors are on, you can leave your seatbelt off.
Yeah, you gotta be restrained regardless. even with doors on.
Oh, really? So-
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but I'm talking like you're on a roller coaster, like full on, like
Yeah.
over the shoulder restraints and all that. I think with doors you would just have your seat belts, right?
Most helicopters have full on
Yeah.
restraints, like over the shoulder restraints.
Yeah, shoulder.
only
and
ones-
seat.
The only ones I've ever flown that just lap belt is a 47.
Right, but those are just maybe just seat belts with extra, protection.
It's a
but-
4-point restraint, as I recall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's
been a
still still a single release buckle though. Surely,
Yeah,
they
it's
can
a-
train you how to use that before you go for a tour.
Right.
Right,
but-
Yeah, like every plane I've ever been on, they always show you how to get your restraint off. Like, why would a helicopter tour be different? That just seems dangerous not to show people.
They give you a full safety briefing.
Right, but I think they made it on this Fly Nyan flight because they actually have no doors. That they actually, like you would on a roller coaster, make it impossible to take off your restraints in flight.
Why would they do that?
No, they don't. No, the belt restraints don't work like that. In
Yeah,
an
that's-
emergency, you basically either pull the buckle. It's got a standard buckle down by your waist, or it's like a round release that you kind of do like a quarter turn and then releases. That isn't like a roller coaster where once you're locked in and can't undo it until you get back to the station. I worked on helicopters for over a decade, so I know how the restraints work.
It's the same on commercial aircraft seats. I fly as a cabin crew for EasyJet, so we also have the quarter turn 4-point harness.
Right.
And it has two release modes actually. It has a small clip in the middle as well, so if you press that, it only releases the shoulder straps and you keep the normal belt. And if you do the quarter turn, it fully releases.
Yeah, I can't see any aircraft ever getting a ticket for passengers if they can't release their own belts.
Yeah, I think that's kind of pointless. I mean, something will go wrong at some point, and you want to get it off when you can.
These are big ass cliffs.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Oh yeah.
And I shot you out of the sky, scam.
Oh, you're the one in that jet. I think I can see your. Do you have the improvement mod? Because I'm seeing a smoke trail from your jet.
Oh, I don't.
No,
I'm
but
just flying F-35.
No, but I do see that smoke trail.
It's weird.
You
It
have a
should.
smoke trail, but I have the improvement.
What
Yeah,
the
I need
fuck?
something a bit faster.
Engine goose for me is in like a jetliner.
Yeah, that is labelled as a CC-19.
Yeah,
that's
and I
what I
can
thought
see
too.
Recto fine.
It's fun when you don't have the F-35 because you probably see me as an A320, and when I go into vertical hover mode, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
As what the Bush League Legends people saw when they got to the Burj Al Arab, only to find my F-35 already landed on the helipad there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing purple smoke because I have the improvement mod that allows you to have a smoke trail. Maybe I'm just seeing that.
It's just the way the model matching is being
You're seeing
stupid.
purple smoke. What are you smoking?
I think it's purple. I don't know. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I should have gotten in the F-35 now. Oh, not too late. Could have was respawned back in it. I don't know. I hope they put the Overture futuristic
Jesus.
airliner.
Whoa! Nice. Feel good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool coming in beside you guys.
Oh, that sounded so. All of a sudden, I'm just listening to you guys talk. All of a sudden, just. What in the hell?
Yeah, I'm looking at Rexpo in the right plane, then underneath him is Goose, and like this
So
big
as you-
airliner that's at like 45 degrees backwards.
As you make this turn, you can see all of Maui straight ahead. No, it's not the big island further out. That's going to actually be Haleakala, and you can see the West Maui Mountains in the foreground. But no, it's not big islands quite yet. But you might be able to see big islands. You'll see it from parts of Maui for sure.
Yeah, you can.
I know because I mean, I mean, we drove the road to Hana. You can definitely see it, like past the town of Hana. It is a big island. All right, so we landed. This is the airstrip I was talking about.
Touch and go, gents.
I don't know if I can touch and go, but I'll touch
Yeah, I
and
forgot
turn.
about that one.
I need to find you guys again. Oh, there you are.
I'm sitting here gawking around and overflew the airport.
It's nice to be able to finally see everybody on the traffic screen.
Oh yeah.
This is I haven't had a chance to fly in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say when your name popped up, I was gonna be like, look what the wolf dragged in.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the strip.
Wedding plus vacation. I had to step away for a while.
Oh, I can relate to that. I was gone for 7 weeks last winter.
You get married, Wolf?
I did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was.
She obviously
It's a-
doesn't know you well enough.
No, yeah.
It's a pretty decent reason to skip out on
No,
flight
it's,
sim, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You should have brought her along on the flight sim.
She likes to watch. She's from the Philippines, so it's when I showed her when I first got the sim. I mean, we've been together for 10 years now, but when I first got the sim, I was flying around the Philippines where she used to live, and she actually kind of had to take a moment because it was like so realistic, and she hadn't been home for years at that point. And she's like, "That's incredible," because she like recognized everything.
Did you go back there for the wedding, did you?
No, locally. We had family fly in from the Philippines, though. So
Right.
Did you have a roast pig?
no, unfortunately not.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately not. No.
You have to
You'll
say
have
that.
to do it again then.
Yeah, right.
Haven't had breakfast yet. My mouth was just like, oh god, yes.
Yeah. No, we didn't. We would have loved to, but the venue would not allow that.
Uh,
Change the venue.
years ago, I was a professional photographer, and I used to love doing Filipino weddings. 'Cause God, you can eat.
Yeah. No, it was fun. We had a lot of fun. Although
No, I heard that.
everybody got sick like the week of, so it was kind of touch and go there up until like the last like day before the wedding. She was even sick. She was around like 102.5 fever like 2 days before the wedding. So we were like, oh God, what are we gonna do?
I heard that in the Philippines, when there's a funeral, you can actually win money.
That I don't know about.
Because I saw a documentary about basically about differences around the world with funerals and all that. And apparently in the Philippines, they kind of throw a party with the whole family and they start playing card games and betting money and all that.
Well, I can tell you that Filipinos love playing games and gambling. So
Yeah.
that happens a lot during family gatherings. So
Yeah, so when someone dies, apparently, they just have, you know, the coffin there, and in honor of the family member, they start gambling and playing.
that honestly would not surprise me. That's never come up in discussion, but it would not be surprised. I'll have to ask her.
I'm sure it's not done everywhere in the Philippines, but apparently it's a practice that is done there.
I'll have to ask.
Alright, so it looks like we're heading to Lanai at this time.
Quite yet.
Around the bend.
Going to go on around
My
around the
favorite
south,
island.
Oh,
South
we want
side
to
of-
Molokai. Oh, that makes
south
sense.
side of Molokai.
Ah,
Between waypoint 6 and 7, you'll be overflying St. Joseph's Mission, which is one of the 4 churches. Actually, there's 2 of the 4 churches that were established by Father Damien that are still standing and in operation. This is one of the 2, is St. Joseph's Mission.
It's such a shame Damien isn't here.
Yeah, he could give us the inside scoop.
oh,
Thanks
is
for the
this
dust back there, Doc.
is this the add-on that you were?
No,
Yeah.
this isn't one of the add-ons. This is it's not modeled in the sim. You're just overflying it and pointing it out for historical interest. And besides, I like to hear myself talk. So.
Yeah. Well, this is like the one town in Molokai where they have one hotel that has a pool, and hopefully if you stay there you get to have drinks with the owner who doesn't have much else to do. And islands where time is slow, and as you can tell right from the sim, that there's a rule that the building code of Molokai, no building is taller than the trees. Ain't that right?
And they call it friendly.
They do. Locals there like to get to know you until you ask for tourist stuff, and then no, they'll just send you back to the airport, back to Oahu.
I've heard that.
Why? It's pretty shitty of them.
Well, they like it this way. They like it the simple life. So this guy flying an F-35 is probably going to be banned from Molokai for life for the noise he's creating, for instance.
All I see is a X-Cub.
Fly by there. Engine.
Holy crap.
High Alpha Pass.
Hey, is he doing a Stovall there? Man, he's flying slow now.
No, I am doing a stall turn.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
there's no Stovall mode.
Well, I'm very sure.
Nope. I'm still in normal mode, but very low speed, yeah, 190 knots now.
Got your
Yeah.
Alexa on your computer. Tell it to play Danger Zone like I've done while flying that.
I'm watching an A320 do that.
Actually, when flying this, I like listening to Lamb of God.
Oh, something nice and relaxing.
Yeah, exactly. But we definitely have a Motley Crue fan here, Dr. Feelgood.
Absolutely.
Someone's got to be.
Kickstart my heart, baby.
There's always one.
Kickstart My Heart is the best song to get a traffic fine with. Beating.
Songs to crash your car to.
I don't know if you saw the Top Gear Scandi flick, but you know when they enter Finland, they were like super paranoid about breaking the speed limit, and they don't mention it in the show, but I know for a fact that in Finland, if you get a speeding ticket, the ticket is proportional to your income, and obviously the 3 stars of Top Gear make kind of a lot of money, so they would get an absolutely exorbitant speeding fine if they were caught.
Finland
speeding
holds
there.
the record for the highest speed ticket, a speeding fine ever dished out. It's like over $100,000.
Yeah, if the guy was rich, obviously he could afford to pay it, but still.
Switzerland does the same thing. They also have tickets fees according to proportion of your income. Always
Really?
Honestly, it's what it should be, because you fucking overpoor people absolutely heaps with that sort of system. With the current sort of system.
Very nice. Slow flyby there, F-35. I can see the F-35. It looks great to me.
Yeah, I
Oh.
can see him too. It's the tag is listed as C19,
Oh, yeah,
which
it
is
is.
kind of weird.
Urban code.
But that's what it is, righto.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I can see all the C19s except for that C19, and it is definitely not right.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see it as an F-35, but I just don't know why it's popping up as a CC-19.
I don't have name tags on anyway.
Oh wait, did you start as a 19 and then go into dev mode and switch to an F-35?
No.
Because I think that
Yeah, that'll do
will
it.
cause that to do that.
Oh, this pilot is screaming in pain now.
I'm gonna come over and join up with you, Dark.
Right.
Someone in a Strike Eagle.
Yeah, I saw that up there.
30,000 feet or something.
Never say die.
Yeah, Strike Eagle. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, so back to what I was saying. I've in my whole adult life, I've only gotten a speeding ticket in Switzerland, because they used cameras in a tunnel near Luzerne, and I wasn't even going that fast, but they got me, and then the bill came in the mail from the rental company like months later. And I was like, do we really have to pay this? What is the U.S. gonna do? And a Switzerland ticket. But then I was like, I'm going to Thailand next year. I don't know what airline I'm flying, but I know Swiss Air flies to Thailand.
Like, we
And I was
see
like,
you have outstanding speeding tickets in Switzerland.
That's what I was
You're not
worried
getting
about.
on this plane.
No, I'm saying I would have gotten to Geneva or wherever, and then they would have pulled me aside. That's when then I decided to pay the ticket. But ultimately, I didn't even fly us on Swiss to go to Thailand anyway.
What are you doing, Doc?
What?
What's your airspeed?
True ground or indicated.
Indicated.
140 V6.
Righto. Slowly pulling up on your right.
Well, just make sure we let Alejandro get some fuel.
Autopilot's about to turn it.
I'm still good.
It's like we've been intercepted by the Strike Eagle.
You know, you're gonna need a lot more fuel. That thing is a gas guzzler, as we call it.
Oh yeah.
It's bumpy then.
Yeah, actually speaking at the Hummer EV, yes, it's an electric vehicle, but guess what? You could spend $100 to recharge it at a public charging station.
I want it so badly. It
I
looks
know.
so good.
It's amazing. I don't know, I don't know if in the UK you probably would need to have like a, I don't know what a commercial driver's license is called. I know maybe not HGV, but maybe LGV rating or something, light goods vehicle rating.
It's usually 4 ton. You gotta have one. Anything over 3.5, 4 ton.
Yeah. And
That thing's
I don't
insane though. Like pulling off all the roof panels. It can crab walk.
oh, it is. Don't get me wrong. I don't
It's a
think
green Hummer.
I would kill for a chance to drive one. I don't think I'd want to own one though.
What
Oh,
vehicle
I would
is it?
absolutely have one.
Like a
In the end-
Halo Warthog.
In the end, the theory is confirmed. All guys like a good Hummer.
I
100% of
don't.
the time.
I don't. I think they're a piece of shit, personally.
Oh my god, shitting
Well,
on Motley
no,
Crue,
I mean-
shitting on Hummers. He's on
You're
the
equal
warpath
credit,
against
though.
me this morning.
You can't
I,
mark it.
I think he didn't get the joke.
No, I did. I got the joke.
No, I'm not gonna lie. The Hummer H2 is pretty lame. And the
No,
Hummer they
I-
had in the 2000s,
So-
like when it first came out, it looked cool, but nowadays you think of a Hummer H2 and it's just like somebody who just doesn't have, who has screws loose in their lives. I think.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna go against the grain here. As a kid, right, I loved the military Hummers. Dad was in the RAF, and the Marines came over for training or something. They brought all their Hummers to Amberley Air Force Base in Queensland. And Dad knew I loved the Hummers. Organised for me to be driven around base in one, and it was fucking amazing. I loved it. This is like 8-year-old me, right? So
Oh,
when
yeah.
the H2 was announced, I'm like, holy shit, it's a Hummer that I could maybe own. So like, I love them. I absolutely love them. The H3, oh my god, burn it. But the H2, big, mean, absolutely love it. Oh, and now I'm stateside, and they're all like 25, 30 grand, whereas over in Australia, you had to get a right-hand drive one, and they're like $80,000, $90,000.
Yeah,
Oh
like
man, my bank account's sweating, and I'm just like, yeah, showing some tremendous self-control.
Yeah, I mean, Hummers are great. You know, the military vehicles are great, but you know, a road-going H2 is not going to have a 50 cal on the roof.
That's fair.
well, the civilian.
What good is
also
it
park
now?
Growing up, the civilian Hummer H1, like that was the real Hummer. Like I mean, Schwarzenegger, like lobbied the Congress to have a civilian version of the Humvee. So like that's the real Hummer, at least until the EV came out. I mean, because you know they actually had those little hooks on the bonnet, so that you can actually a helicopter could technically haul it. But of course, the H2 has like plasticky looking like hooks, but they obviously have no practical use.
Yeah.
Still
look,
see them
it-
around every once in a while. There's a few people around here, some
Yeah,
rich
I've
farm owners and stuff that have H1s. I see every once in a while.
seen a H1 that's been like fully kitted out down in like the club district of Toronto. Took a photo of it. It looked pretty wild, but they put big fucking dumb rims on it. I hate that
Jeez.
shit. But yeah, man, if I could afford one of the new Hummer EVs, I would have already been to the States and put a deposit down. Hey, I reckon
Yeah,
they're just
probably
awesome.
But to charge it probably costs the same as putting gas in the petrol one, right?
You reckon? Is it that bad?
It probably is.
That's
yeah.
what I heard.
The weight of it's
$100 to to charge, but that thing is huge. Well, the thing's like 9 tons. No, 4.5 tons or something. But yeah, it's
totally impractical in the UK.
and it's too
Oh, yeah,
wide.
not-
How are you
not
gonna
for
fit
my
it down
roads.
anything? Even in the U.S., you have trouble fitting it down certain roads. Can't imagine in Europe.
Yeah, if you want EV, go and have a look at the Arc Vector, £90,000 motorcycle, 2 seconds to 60, doesn't slow down the acceleration all the way up to its limit.
So I have a question for anyone that rides motorcycles here and is interested in the EV motorcycles. How do you slow ride? Because the idea of slow riding is you have the clutch partially in and the accelerator on, just generates centrifugal motion in the engine to keep you upright. How does that work on an EV motorcycle?
It doesn't. You effectively freewheel.
Yeah,
but
geez, that's a little bit scary.
Yeah, but what they do on on the electric bikes now is when you have like 3% throttle, a tiny amount of throttle, it actually puts in more throttle for you and then winds it off as you wind the throttle.
Right. Okay.
So it keeps throttle on for you. It basically just keeps everything spinning.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't have a massive crank going around, but you do have a big electric motor.
A little bit. Yeah.
Just,
Is this one
if
gonna
you
be
hadn't
electric?
noticed,
Yeah, and
if
the
you hadn't
weight's
noticed, gentlemen,
weight's
excuse me,
lower.
there is a tall ship here off the coast. It's the U.S. Coast Guard Eagle. If you want to buzz over and take a look at it.
Is that to our west, Rexway?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I'll do my touch and go first.
Okay, so touch and go.
I had to go check it out. Then I'll touch and go.
Must have missed it when I was.
So there is a coast
This
down.
thing flies so stable in hover mode, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, you're gonna run out of fuel pretty quickly with that though. That you're right, it does.
There's fuel here at the airport. At
Oh,
the
yeah.
airport.
I have magic refueling in this thing.
In midair.
Yeah, does it work on
Exactly.
antimatter or something?
I'll bring the KC-135 next time.
Yeah.
So there's a coast guard ship called Eagle, a sailing ship.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Coast Guard training ship, the Eagle.
Because there's a book on about the coast guard ship called Eagle City, so I guess it's this one. But it was stationed in Nantucket or something.
How far up the coast is it, Rexbo?
I think I saw it, but I didn't.
Not terribly far. It's northwest of the airport.
Okay. Well, I see something out there, so I'm gonna just.
That's heading for a sail jammer. I guess it's that one. It's just in front of the coast.
I'm following you, Wolf. So
I'm heading 285 right now, and then I see there's something else, but it's probably a tanker ship off probably 2-4, maybe 2-3. But we'll see. I mean, this is all I see out here, so.
I'm going to guess it's probably 300 degrees.
I've got one at 295. I'm headed right for it.
That's it, big white thing. You can't miss it if you.
Yeah, I'm flying towards this big white thing, so I think this
I'm
is
not
it.
seeing it.
It's a ways out there for me, so.
It even has the right livery.
Whoa. What? Who just landed and took off? What are you in? Hey, you just hauling ass there.
Was it
Is
the
that a
F-35?
vertigo? No, it wasn't the F-30.
Oh, I'm hovering in circles above the airfield.
Well, I see
It
something
must
else
have been a
out here
vertigo
too.
or something.
I got
Got
two
gravel
ships out
vertigo.
here.
The one that you can't even take off at full throttle. It's
Headed
so
for
fast.
this big ship, Wolf. That's a sailing ship.
I.
Oh,
I don't see anything.
Me neither.
Do you have the
No, I
ship
don't.
log?
The,
Oh yeah, no. the shipping mod? I don't think I do.
If you don't have the shipping mod, you won't see it.
I know what you're talking about, but
Oh yeah, look at that.
Are you over it right now, Dark Wolf?
I am literally about to start circling it.
Oh no, I don't see it then.
Is there another community flight or something? Because that's a lot of name tags on the horizon where we started. Oh no, that'd be Oahu, hey.
Do you have the shipping mod, Wolf?
I've got one of them. That Geist one, I've got that, but
It should be in there. That's
Huh.
where I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing it on little nav map either.
Yeah, I can
Weird.
see it.
Add for my location, I'm just over it.
Yep.
Clipping along.
I just crossed over it.
Oh, you're right in by the coast, well then.
that's weird then. But I don't.
Yeah, it is odd.
Yeah,
that,
I don't have it either.
Do you not have it updated? That might be it.
It still says it's in beta. I haven't seen an update for it on fs.to, unless for whatever reason it got removed from my downloads list.
There'll be one coming.
right back.
It's not been released yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything where Dark Wolf's at. So
I haven't updated mine for ages. It's still there. I think I still have version 1 instead of version 2.
weird. I wonder if it's because it moves, right?
Yeah, it's moving.
So I wonder if it's just if it's not exactly synced up per
Yeah.
instance for everybody.
Yeah, it'll be
It
what
might
time
be.
you load it into the sim, won't it?
Maybe.
Because they start running from a clock sync signal.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's like all the glider guys bitching about, oh, you cheat because you load in 10 minutes later and the thermals are stronger then. And it's like, well, just load in at the same time. It's alright, Asobo going to be able to screw that even more.
That's funny.
oh yeah, I gotta check out that glider. But should I just wait till the anniversary update till I get real gliders, or I think that glider's probably gonna be as good, if not better than?
I guess in the I saw today on the beta update that now you can see the visualization for thermals in the beta
Yeah.
in the weather menu.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, but only if it works. And
Only
we
if
are
it
talking
works.
and then
Exactly.
we are talking about Asobo here.
Yeah.
Anyone seen that clip from Space Force where the NASA or the Space Force is just in the process of shooting an asteroid and the Microsoft computer decides to do an update? Hilarious.
That's exactly what would happen too.
I really want an A10 with a working Gatling,
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
just to hear the sound.
DCS.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
One of the carbon with twin 50s.
right. Well, I mean, Hype added active missiles and stuff to their H-145 military variant, so
I think there's an A10 in Sim. I just didn't recommend it.
there was that one that came out really
It's
early
really
on that
bad.
was really bad, I guess.
And there was also an SR-71 Blackbird that was also pretty bad. Freeware, of course.
Somebody else is working on an SR-71.
Was it Milviz?
Is it Milviz?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Or Blackbird Simulation or whatever they are now?
Blackbird. Yeah.
It's
That
Blackbird.
yes.
Sorry about that. I was back. I'll have to catch up.
No worries.
So as you can see, the Maui is called the Valley Isle. The reason being is that there's like one big valley in the middle, and plus the valley on the West Mountains.
Another one called like the Forbidden Isle or something like that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the first thing. Niha.
Oh, okay. was
That
pretty
small
different.
island we went to off Kauai.
Missed that.
'Cause you actually can't go there without being invited by the Robinson family.
Interesting.
And you ever fancy what Oahu is called?
But it wasn't all of Lanai privates.
At one point, well, the whole country of Hawaii was, I think, a private kingdom.
No, I mean the Robinson family. Don't they own all of Lanai?
I think you might be talking about Bill Gates, or I don't know. No, I think it's the Oracle, the founder of Oracle or someone. I think
yeah.
Lanai is owned by someone, but it's not like forbidden.
And I think I'm seeing the next airport.
Palua on the island of Maui.
Really
I'm
sorry,
going to
guys.
go
I'm gonna
for-
have to punch out.
A conventional
flight.
landing this time.
No worries, man. Take
Alright.
it easy.
Yep, we'll
Take
do
care,
a
man.
conventional
Peace
full
out.
stop here and take our 10.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah. Because my coffee's empty and my bladder's full.
Just trying to get used to these new wind effects. Not used to the plane jumping around so much.
It's been a while since I've done a conventional landing in an F-35. Let's see how that goes.
Might need a bit of runway for that. Yeah, a delta wing and all
this
that.
one-
Things
Next
need a
one
lot
is
of
only like
speed to keep in
4,000.
the air.
I'm managing fine for now at 130 knots. It's a bit slow for this, but I'll manage to put it down. And I think I've got plenty of runway to come to a stop. Let's see if it's true.
Actually, even this Fox 2 is pretty slow. At least I won't have to spend as much time waiting. More time flying.
Exterior should be able to keep up with most of the stuff.
That's two is about as fast as
Just
the aircraft.
barely, from what I can see.
The Monster Cub is faster than it used to be since the latest
I
mod.
stalled just
yep.
before the runway. Yay!
That's my problem with the F-35. I always think I'm in a good position, and then I end up stalling out, like on approach.
Now, the problem with the F-35 is that if you look at your HUD, the flight path vectoring, it's literally a 2-knot difference between staying in the air and dropping like a brick. And it's
Right.
really hard to control that on a fighter throttle.
Yeah.
Because in real life, you can actually directionally control the throttle as well. That's what the buttons on the throttle are for, the panning buttons. And that's something you cannot do in the sim, so yeah. Because also for landing, it definitely uses the thrust vectoring.
Sure. Yeah, our local air guard gets their F-35s early next year. It'll be interesting to see those flying around.
Oh, we've got a couple here in the Netherlands as well. A friend of mine actually lives right behind the runway where they take off, so he's sending me videos from his garden.
About 2.5, 3 miles off the end of the runway, so pretty good view of them coming in. Hey.
Well,
Let's
welcome to Maui, everyone. Now it's gonna, as you see, it's already a lot more developed. Welcome to the land of over-tourism.
I wish they would have removed that damn horizon line. I thought they took care of that. Annoys the hell out of me.
I'll tell you, it took a lot to visit here in April 2021. They needed a COVID test for just about every island, with some
Yep.
exceptions. Yep, even between islands, you didn't get the COVID test on that island to go inter-island, you get quarantined.
Does the
I
touch
think
and
it's
go?
not like that anymore. April 2021.
Rexpo? Is the touch
Go.
and go? Is this the touch and go or full stop?
No, it's full stop here. We'll take our 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now for me it'd be like 5 minutes.
Usually start it once everyone's on the ground.
Yep.
That's good.
So after this, then on my flip plan, are we just taking like the road to Hana and like the near the blowhole on the west side? Are we?
No, we got a flight plan.
Don't have the blowhole on the plan. Let me
You
pull
won't
up
see
my-
it anyway, but
Yeah.
it's
No, I
north.
know where,
Yeah. Yeah.
where it
Nice.
is. Yeah, we'll fly down and then overfly the town of Lahaina, which is a historic whaling port, and then we'll go down and overfly Kaolawahe, and then the little crescent crater Molokini,
Yes, I know that. Yep,
and then it's waypoint 13, and then we'll head up to the Maui, excuse me, the Maui coastline, and follow the smokestack approach into Kahului. And once we touch down, you do that touch and go at Kahului, grab altitude because you're going to 10,000 feet. You get up to the top of Haleakala.
I've grabbed that altitude in real life before. I know it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a hike up there.
Yeah, I used to not even realize that Maui was that tall, but I know it is. So.
And we go to the Big Island, we'll be going to the top of Mauna Kea.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily that's already in the sim with the America update. But yep,
Yeah,
I've been up
maybe
there.
you've got there's Droid's add-on for the telescope array out there too. He's got telescopes everywhere. He's an amateur astronomer as well as a flight simmer. So
Oh, nice.
he's done. You Google Droid, and as far as developers in .to, you'll see a bunch of his telescopes. He's got them all over the world. Okay, is everybody down? Anybody still in the air?
We got dark in the way.
I'm on final.
Parks up there, but be all right.
Dark's up there, but what?
Well, you know.
So we going straight over the West Maui Mountains, and then to, I guess I'm trying to think. Lahaina is south, right? Yeah, it's like
Lahaina's south down the coast. This is
yeah,
actually
that's
the
what I thought.
closest airport to Lahaina, and we're going to fly down there and then go out over the water to Kaolawahi.
Nice, yeah. I snorkeled at Molokini, and you have to do it in the mornings though, because then the water's clear.
Timer says we got about 2 more minutes.
I've got 3, but hey.
Sounds
Hey.
about right.
You're in charge here, so.
Give everybody a chance to get back from taking care of their business, whatever that might have been.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
It's a neat little airport, and there's a nice payware version of it. I can't remember which one it is. There's a couple of Northern Sky and somebody else does Hawaiian sceneries. But God, I can't remember which one I have.
Has been a lot of change with the new Monster MX Club update. Do you know?
Yeah.
It's quicker, I believe, and other than that, the ground handling's a little different. It just takes a little flying to get used to it, because I can't say that anything is greatly different, but there's a lot of stuff that's a little bit different.
Haven't been using it that much anyway, so I would probably not notice.
Yeah, well, you might notice it if you pick it up and fly it, but you'll be familiar with it completely in 5 minutes.
I installed it, but just haven't flown it yet. So probably do that later today also.
I love it. I may have to fly. I may have to commit trees and then fly a whiny ass turbine when we get to overflying Mauna Kea. But we shall see. Dark's burning up the sky here.
What is going on here?
And so is Deanne.
Yeah, DN's
Yeah.
burning it up too.
Watch that dirt.
Smoking. Okay, let's see. Everybody ready?
Ready when you are.
All right, let's roll. If
Stuck
you're not here, raise
forever.
your hand.
It's really a pity that MS the simulator doesn't tell you the statistics for all the planes that all the planes that you flew. I would really like to know which plane I have flown the most. So I think the X-Club is definitely the one in here.
What is going on?
You actually kick up red dirt when you go over the redded fields.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's all the blood leaking out of my ears.
Yeah, whatever happens to the dirt that's supposed to get kicked up when you land on dirt strips? Guess they implemented that?
Yeah, it works. Well, it works on this aircraft anyway.
Yeah, I think it depends on the aircraft you're in, whether they have that effect or not.
I've seen it in the aircraft, in the trucks, don't know if it's anything else, but yeah. The gravel,
I love this. I get to fly over the timeshare where we stayed the last time we were there.
Nice.
You can check it out, see if it's still burnt down, right, Rexpo?
No, it's not burned. It's good.
When I was in West Maui, I stayed at a V-shaped building off of Huhui Road. I think that's a little north of here, though. You were towards the north end of this strip, kind of close to the road to the blowhole. Which I saw, man.
I actually went to Paris this week and I stayed in a small hotel next to the airport. And this morning I looked at it in the sim and I really saw the road that I've been walking along. So it's really amazing for a small place in the middle of nowhere. the details that they put into it. I really found the road, and I actually found the hotel that I've been staying in.
Nice.
Did you see yourself walking along the road there?
I was waving to myself.
Overfly the port of Lahaina. Here it was a historic whaling port. Now it's a historic tourist port.
Yes, now I remember. Yeah, I was in old Lahaina town. That's a good
It's cool.
story.
It's got that great big banyan tree that covers the whole city
Yes.
block.
I got a picture of me and my girl there. That was good. They also sell we're having some good shave ice as well in that area.
Oh yeah, and
As they
there's
have all over.
a dozen good restaurants right in that little area.
Oh yeah. And that's where you get the ferry to Lanai. That's sort of.
I've taken a dinner cruise out of there before. It was kind of fun.
Nice. Alright, Target Isle, here we go. We're gonna try to land there. There are some places to land in the Target Isle.
There's a fair amount of flat there.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when we get over there.
But yeah, when we went to the blowhole, that was like my last morning in Maui, and I thought maybe we should have driven to the airport from there, but we didn't want to risk that road being, I don't know, inaccessible or something. It's super windy. We could have gotten back to the airport from that side.
Probably safer to come up through the
The
valley.
normal way, yeah.
Yeah.
I was more concerned that the road being blocked, or would have missed our flight.
That would have been horrible. You'd have to stay in Maui another day. Jeez.
Horror.
The struggle is real.
Well, they don't have a lot of direct flights to Big Island from Maui, especially Kona, or even Hilo, in that matter. I mean, there's plenty of them to Honolulu, but I don't think there's a lot that go directly from Kahului to Kona.
I think there's a couple commuter airlines that fly there. Local
Oh
airlines.
yeah, I know. I was about to mention. My girlfriend said that was like flying a kite. He said, "No way am I getting on that. You'd have to basically hold me the whole flight." I told him, "No, it's fine."
Okay, he's flying the GB.
Roberts.
Well, ultimately,
Just ate your smoke.
though, it was actually cheaper to fly Hawaiian. It was like $29 or something.
And they fly 717s in our island. I
Yes,
guess it's
yeah.
the 717s. That's what they used to fly. I don't know. what they're
Yeah, I
flying
think
now.
it is.
It is a 717. People were saying, "Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of that plane or ever seen that plane before." That's what they fly here.
Yeah, it's basically an MD-80. I mean, it's the same configuration and stuff.
It's the MD-95, I think.
Yes, it is me. Is it bothering you?
No, you're good.
That's good.
Oh, okay.
I just saw you whack through and I was like, whoa, that plane's on fire. Oh no, it's the GB. And then I saw you crash behind me, so I was like, yeah.
Oh, but you can see Big Island from where I'm at. You can see Mauna Kea, I think, peeking through the clouds.
I love that the smoke, the different smoke colours is on the flaps on the GP. It's so cool. Nice. Is he going to pull out of it? Is he going to pull out of it? Yeah, you got it. Radar altimeter says 9 feet. Was it 5
I
feet?
keep having issues with this thing freezing, and I don't know why.
Go smoke off and see if that improves things, because I know the visual effects can be a real frame drain.
But the smoke's fun.
Yeah, I know, but if it's messing with your frames, it's hard to fly, isn't it? I don't usually have any problem with it.
Morning, Bill.
Morning.
Oh,
Yeah, I normally don't have issues either. I don't know what's going on. Today's just been a bad day for freezing for some reason.
Doc, didn't you have problems last week with your frames?
I had problems with my frames because of the well, I have problems going into airports now. I'm not sure what's going on, like large airports, with lots of aircraft. My frames go nuts, but I was having problems all over the Big Island because of that Oahu upgrade. Once I pulled that out, I didn't have any frame problems except coming into airports.
Well, landing's overrated anyway.
Yeah, who needs frames when you're landing and your hard drive's going completely insane for some reason?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most critical moment in flight, is it? So why would you need the frames, right?
I just need to get a very large SSD drive instead of this 4,500 RPM freaking spindle drive I freaking bought like an idiot.
Well, like a laptop drive. Yeah.
I mean, who in their right mind would run this on a hard drive anyway? I mean, I basically using whatever little space is left on my solid state drive to run this and all the add-ons.
I'm on a regular hard drive. Runs fine.
Well, I need 2 hard drives because of this sim.
Well, what's funny is I have a lot of my add-ons actually on my hard drive, and then I have the community folder shortcuts them from where they are on the hard drive. It actually works just fine. So,
Well, they all get loaded in
Add-on linker.
anyway.
yeah, that add-on linker. But I always think that the game would take a lot longer to load if you used the hard drive rather than the solid state.
Yeah,
It does take a long time.
Solid state is big enough for the sim and the operating system.
Which reminds me, is there a way, like when you download add-ons to the in-game marketplace, is there a way to install them elsewhere, or you have to put them in wherever you installed the flight sim, and there's no other option?
Yeah, no, they just go there, I think. I don't think you can change those ones.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to buy as much as I can outside of the in-game marketplace. But I know that, I don't know what this November update's gonna add so much to the game, I might no longer have the space for it. And then I just have to reinstall the whole sim.
Yeah, each world update is pretty big, and then the season updates can be big, so...
You could probably get rid of. I think the Japan World update isn't really that good anyway.
It's great. Japan update.
I think the Japan one is one of the better ones, honestly.
It is, yeah.
I didn't see
Yeah.
much of a difference, but
The Japan one.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Dead
Yeah.
stick, dead stick, dead stick. You
oh no!
Damn it.
I'm alright, I'm already
put
down.
your engine, find a place to land and put her down. Well, you cheated.
Put her down.
This is when you need a floatiac.
Well, are you close enough to the water?
I am.
Well, you got lucky.
I'm not in a floatiac, so.
Oh, okay. In which case you got unlucky.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be fine.
You good old Floatiac.
Will, why do you sound like you're in a basement?
I just have my mic further away, and I kind of am in a basement.
Sounds terrible.
Perfect.
And I'm down in one
Yeah.
piece without
Down
any crash.
and easy.
And I'm listening to the birds.
You hear your fan as well, Will.
I don't have any. Almost went on my nose. Everybody down?
Yep.
I'm already back up.
Okay, fire them up and let's go. That was easy.
Rexpo, you're meant to do it where the terrain is awful.
It's easy to do it here. There's lots of flat.
Should have waited till we were halfway across.
We'd all be going for a swim.
Then no one would listen to you. What?
Nah. Dead stick is law. You gotta do it anywhere.
Well, I think the ultimate dead stick land. Actually, there was a major dead stick landing on Mokulele, as you were saying. The engine quit, and he had to he just barely made it back to Maui. Single engine Cessna 208.
I think that was a year ago or something, wasn't it?
Well, don't forget, as we're getting into this part of Hawaii, the terrain is geologically younger and taller. As we're getting near where the actual source of the volcanic eruption is.
Yeah, we'll be overflying Kilauea when we go to Big Island. Unfortunately, we don't have smoking volcanoes in the sim yet. Of an FSX and P3D, they actually had Kilauea erupting.
Oh, I remember that. If you set the date to the right.
Yeah.
By today's standards, it looks pretty crude anyway.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was hot stuff in those days. To have that kind of effect on the sound. I'd love to see smoking volcanoes and steaming geysers and that kind of thing. I'm sure they'll get to it eventually.
There was a mod some time ago about lava flows from Stromboli. It wasn't that great, but it was the first that I've ever seen at this point.
Yeah, there's an add-on on Flight Sim 2, I think, which is for Palma in the Canaries.
Oh yeah,
The lava looks pretty shit, but the smoke and the effects from a distance look quite nice. But it's a frame killer at the moment.
Coming up on Molokini here.
Yeah, it's not rendering right. I think it's gonna wait until you get closer.
It'll pop in on you.
When you get closer, it'll pop in.
Yeah, I know, but
It just
it's
popped
like,
in on me.
It's popping now, bits and pieces of it. That your terrain level of detail a little higher and come in sooner.
they say the water out here is like 200 meters deep easily on the far side of the crater, but on the inside of the crater it's obviously shallower. Yeah, but it's a far cry from the way I saw it. Moving on. So off to Ma'alia Harbor, is where the boats come from.
That's it. Also, the aquarium at the Pacific is there. It's a great aquarium.
You're not a proper push pilot unless you land on it.
I just lost my avionics.
Later on.
Hey, this is a Bush plane who needs avionics.
Great.
Did you use the GTN 750 console mode, so from the toolbar? Because I noticed in the Cessna 195, if I do that, the Cessna 195 doesn't have its own GPS, but if you use the 750 from the toolbar, it will still draw power. And the electric system of the Cessna is not equipped for it, so at some point it will drain the battery. It will some time to figure that out.
Let me see if I can get it from the toolbar. Yep, there it is. Flight plan and all.
Seems to be a lot of traffic at Kahului. We should make sure we get ATC permission to get in there.
We called ahead.
Roger that. And yes, that wind farm is pretty well rendered. That was the first thing I ever saw in Maui. It was like on approach was the windmills up ahead on the hill.
Flying to Copenhagen, when you see the phone.
stripes. My controls just went bonkers. Declaring an emergency here. I have no controls.
Do you have a parachute?
No.
Yeah, escape, come back in, see if that solves it.
Was nice
Yeah.
knowing you then.
Looks like Kahului is... No, Haleakala? I guess it's... Okay. The funny thing is the day I decided to go up is, you know, there's a rule. You don't bother... It's very simple. You just look at the mountain and see if it's clouded over or not. And decide to go.
I'm guessing this is a touch and go.
Yes.
Touch and go and then get altitude.
Roger
You
that.
got it. I'm kind of behind. I think I'm just gonna make the right turn ahead of prematurely. Who needs to go to the major international airport anyway? Well, it's not an international airport, but still.
This is weird. I have rudder, but I have no aileron
You know,
and no elevator.
I found out there's actually a rule that when you take off, you have to fly at least a mile or a quarter out to sea before you turn right because it's a noise abatement.
I'm sure.
I'll fly where I want.
Yeah, me too. Yesterday I landed from the side. Locals were not amused.
I landed my hot air balloon in the Kremlin.
Yet to find the damn Kremlin in the sim. I don't find it. Is it in the vanilla game or is it?
Yeah, yeah, it's in the vanilla game.
I didn't find it. It's no POI whatsoever. I looked on the map. I didn't find it. I wanted to see the red square. Didn't find it. And I tried.
Oh. Well, I found it, no problem.
And can somebody explain to me why it's not a POI? I mean, it is the most important building of Moscow.
Oh, I don't know. I don't usually have POI switched on. I'll have to have it. I'll have a look later.
All right, now my sim's locked. See you at Haleakala or somewhere.
Yeah, right,
After that.
Rexway.
Can't hit escape, can't do anything. Looks like... God damn, I don't even have a cursor.
We can take a short stop there at
It'll take me 10 minutes or more to
okay.
boot back in. 'Cause I'll
I
have
already started. You can spawn on me if you want, because I'll probably have landed on top.
I'll fly it. I'll be okay. We'll just start over. Oh, now ain't this a bitch? I'm not even showing Flight Simulator in Task Manager. All right. We'll shut her down.
So you're saying you have to like restart your computer? So they say that Maui has 8 different climate zones, just one island.
I would say that's 7 too many.
Yeah, you got like rainforest, you got like desert, alpine, temperate, savanna even.
Catching some updraft coming through these clouds.
Nice. So are you gonna land on the top or are you gonna land inside the crater? Because there's a lot of places you can hang out in up there.
Yeah, see when we get up there.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's a party up here. Oh, even at the parking lot and everything? Wow. To hike into the crater. The only question is if are we going straight down or taking the road to Hana.
Just take the easiest route back if you don't have the flight plan.
I know where we're landing. It's at Hana, but I better just follow the road to Hana afterwards.
No. You're gonna land at Hana and that's our destination.
Right, I knew that, but I thought after Haleakala we're going like back to the north, then east, or.
There's 2 routes we can go that take you through lower terrain. Pick the one you want. I can't see the flight plan yet because I'm not back in the sim yet. I'm just back on the voice here, and I'll be booting this up. I had to reboot the whole damn thing, and it was slow to reboot. So I'll be joining you shortly somewhere. Are you guys at the top yet?
No,
I
it's
sure am.
Just passing waypoint 17 now.
Okay. All right, flight simulator. First of all, I need to load my head tracker. I can't load it in afterwards. Put a little nav on. Fuck the GTN 750. I think that's what caused my crash there. I haven't downloaded the latest update to it yet.
When was the latest update?
A few days ago, I believe. Play it around with other stuff.
Probably won't have it either. Okay.
Yep, I'm at the sign, Haleakala Observatory. I don't know if I could actually read it.
think if you're low and slow enough, you can. I think I taxied up the road there.
Take the drone.
Of course, now Flight Simulator is going to take forever to load.
You know, the Kit Fox, when I land at these like locations, my engine always just cuts out. I don't know if it's supposed to do that.
Yeah, you can't go all the way to idle with it. You have to keep.
You have the RPM without this.
Is it because of the high altitude? Because I don't have this problem like.
Yeah, it's
lower
coded.
altitude.
Yeah, it's coded for the higher altitude. So you just got to keep a little bit more throttle on it.
The X-Top is the same issue for a while.
Wait, you guys are taking the road to Hunt. I thought you were going right up to Haleakala. Just from what I'm seeing on the radar. Where's everyone going?
I mean, we're just
Following the flight
taking
plan.
it a bit, just following the flight plan.
Oh, so Flight Plan did have the road to Hana. Oh, that's what you're on right now. Well, I've traversed it in real life. It can't be as good in the game anyway.
I believe on the plan you come out just east of Hana. And then it cuts back to the Hana airport, if I'm
Oh,
not
I see.
mistaken,
Now
but
they're
I can't
turning.
see it right now. So.
One person's turning towards Haleakala.
If I ever load in here, I'll be joining you. I'll be glad when March rolls around. That's when I'm scheduled to upgrade my machine. Tired of the silly crashes and things like that. Disconnected and reconnected on the comm. Kits.
where might you guys be landing?
I'm just holding. Lodiak is definitely not going to be landing up here.
You can make it inside the crater, I'm sure.
Looks fairly smooth inside the crater, but it's pretty raw.
Well, I've hiked in there, and I know there's definitely some landable spots.
Yeah, but this isn't real life. This is the sim, where the sim decides to fuck you over, it's gonna fuck you over. And you're not gonna know until you're down.
I was going to say it won't warn you first either.
Yeah. The observatory is pretty dope, though.
Big parking lot you see there is the park headquarters.
Yeah.
Which is below the summit. I remember right there's a small observatory there, but the big telescopes are on up the hill.
Yeah.
Sunsets and sunrise up there are reportedly awesome.
Yep.
I've been up there, but not at the right time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was there for sunset. Yeah, it was. Definitely. But what's interesting is that there's a part of Haleakala National Park down it's near the coast. It's completely different from this, but it's the same park, and you can use your receipt from when you drove up here to over there and get in for free.
There's a couple of guys stood looking at a viewpoint sign in the car park.
Now the little line is starting to move. Yeah. Some mod I have is written with the loading of sim. lucky when I'm out by myself flying and it does the same thing.
So you went to the black sand beach over near Hana. There's also the red sand beach too.
Crap.
It's gone again.
Well, guys, Sim just crashed again.
Jeez. Wow.
Time to start ripping stuff out.
I know that feeling.
Oh, man, what a bitch. Looks like I'm done for the day here, because by the time I catch up, you guys will all be down.
Yeah, we're almost there anyway.
Yeah, pretty
You
close.
are. Okay, have fun in Hana. It's a neat little place.
Oh, it is. Just get to the red sand beach and get some banana bread for me.
Yes, banana bread, absolutely. From the stand on the side of the road.
You did put some money behind the bar, didn't you, Rexman?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, good, good.
Good.
Thanks for the flight plan anyway.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Rexman.
it.
Yeah,
You betcha.
Thank you, Rexman.
We'll see you all next week when we head to the Big Island.
All right.
Have a great time, guys. You were you're great company today.
You too.
Yeah, same.
Take care.
Cheers.
always that wind blowing down there.
Basically direct crosswind.
Copy that. Make it oceanside then. Little high.
What's that tree doing there?
Yep. Overshoot. Yeah. These trees are not in a great spot. Well, that was a positive landing.
Alright guys, good flight today.
Yeah, good flight,
No.
y'all.
Yeah.
What livery do you have in the Kodiak? Because I bought it today, but I only see a PC-12.
I've got a custom. I've got delivery from Hodge. It's like the executive
Okay.
one.
And I've got the Plodiac, so yeah, they model matching has been not great the last few months, so definitely not surprised to see issues like that.
Okay, so have a good run, or
Everybody
Yeah,
have a
and
good
see
one.
you.
Bye, y'all.
I hope so next week. Bye bye.
Yep. Have a good one.
See you next week. Bye.
On no, this is PHHN. Why is it? There we go. End flight.
Yeah, it's been a nice one. I'll see you guys next week, maybe.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Cody, go to the other one. At Discord. Or our Discord.
Roger.